How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and today we're discussing the Mighty Avengers. This is the newest Alliance War team, and I'm fresh off doing my testing. Now, this isn't going to be like the Apex team, the top team in Alliance War. This is a luxury team, which I'm honestly fine with because we just got done having 3 teams in a row, and now this team that's all Alliance War based. They're trying to kind of reset the meta because of those new stats. We've had the Undying, the Astral, the Absolute A-Force, and now this team. So I am fine with it being kind of a number 5 team. The teams I do find better than this are going to be the Mercs for Money, Astral, Absolute A-Force, Undying. Those teams are better because they can actually take out some of those top tier defenses that we face. This one here is going to be a high value. Think of it on the level of when Underworld and Infestation came out. You have those 4 reworked characters, you have the 1 new character, and then if you didn't have the team, you were kind of fine. It was a luxury team. You can kind of build it on the side and then kind of get value from it later on. So that's where I do place this. The true value of this team is coming from Hercules. On his passive, if we scroll down to where it says, whenever this character takes an action, perform the following before the attack. So that's going to be if you do a basic, a special, or ultimate, you're going to clear all charge, copy and clear all positive effects. Now, if they have safeguard, you're still going to copy those. You're just not going to clear those, obviously. And then if you scroll down on War Offense, basically, if you have the 4 or more Mighty Avenger allies, they're going to perform that as well. So you're going to be able to have it to where it's going to be a finesse matchup. Hercules can basically get an ability block on somebody, clear those positive effects. Say Falcon goes, use the special, you're taking all those buffs away, apply it to himself. It's a very interesting mechanic, and I do like that. I think this team's going to have some longevity in it. However, due to mythic characters being in the game, such as Mephisto, Odin, they're going to kind of cause issues for you. Due to the gameplay testing, I did a lot of it. You're going to see the timestamp for when the gameplay starts. Kind of judge for yourself. Is this a team that you really want to invest in? If you don't care for Alliance War, I could see you passing on it. Some of these characters I do find interesting where you can use them in other game modes like Cosmic Crucible. Depending on the season for Alliance War, I could see this team kind of jumping up to where they give them additional buffs. Same in Cosmic Crucible. Depending on the room rules, I could see this team lasting in there. So as far as am I satisfied with this team? Because I did invest in them, expecting Hercules and everything because of the Spotlight raid. I think I'm fine with it. The characters I would definitely invest in would be Hercules, Invisible Woman, and Falcon. Those are going to be the 3 main ones because of how you can get use out of them elsewhere. Vision is very good as well. He'd probably be number 4 on the list. Scarlet Witch, she got the Scarlet Witch treatment, unfortunately. Having her do the ult to get like extended negative effects, that is pretty good. Having the heal, by the time you get to her special, you're going to know whether you won the matchup or not, so it's not going to be a impactful thing. Usually by turn 2 in Alliance War, you're going to know where the direction of the match is going. So because this team does run out of steam very quickly, because Falcon's going to end up doing the special, he gets a turn meter, everybody does their second turn. By that time, you either win or you lose. So it's a very quick burst team, which you're going to end up seeing in the gameplay again. So let me know in the comments, are you happy about this team to where you kind of skip them and kind of slow build them up? Or are you kind of disappointed about that? I'm really curious on your guys' thoughts after you watch the gameplay footage. But hopefully you do enjoy this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day. All right, so one of these staple teams that we still see on defense in Alliance War is going to be the Extreme X-Men with Rogue. The Mighty Avengers, new team, new stats. I can see this walking over this pretty good. We'll get the pinks for the Gambit, that's fine. Nightcrawler, if he hits into any kind of barrier on Spine, which the Invisible Woman gives, this can be some retaliates. We'll get the extra speed bar from Falcon. I think this should be a pretty easy matchup. All right, so Nightcrawler does the special, hits the barrier. Let's see what these retaliates look like. All right, Rogue goes. Another evade. All right, let's special with Hercules. That is some pretty good damage to that Nightcrawler. And we got a defense down out there. Vision, we're going to special. Pretty good damage again. She already pops into stealth. All right, let's ult with the Scarlet Witch. Got some defense downs out there. All right, special, we're going to get some turn meter. All right, so they do have some positive effects on them. Let's see what the damage looks like on this. 2.6 mil. Pretty impressive. That rogue is gone. All right, let's go ahead. Target Forge. Let's go ahead and ult. Get some extra hits on the Cyclops. He's stunned. All right. So this animation is actually really cool. Check this thing out. So we grab Hercules. Pulls the earth up. Let's see the damage, though. This is a 5/5 Hercules also. About 3.1 million damage. Looks really cool, too. All right, Vision. We got the ult. This should finish it off. They did live a little bit. All right, so that was a walk in the park for that one. All right, so this is another raid team. Spider Society, we still see them all the time on defense. This is just going to be the straight cookie cutter version of the Spider Society. I think this should walk over it pretty good as well. All right, and they do have a lot of buffs. So when we get to the Falcon Ultimate, I imagine that's just going to finish this matchup. All right, there goes the counterattacks. Again, hits into the barrier. Invisible Woman's going to counterattack into the Noir. The immunity saving us from any type of negative effects there. And we have Safeguard. All right, let's go ahead and target Pavitra. We're going to special. There goes his positive effects. We got ability block on him. Some pretty good negative effects. Let's target Ghost Spider in special for another ability block. Again, all the positive effects get stripped off. All right, let's go ahead and ult. Get some pings going into the Peter B. Parker right there. We need some heal block. That's what we need against this team. There, he just cleansed everything that we just put on them. All right, let's go ahead and ult. Took all the positive effects again off the Ghost Spider. Let's go ahead and special. Get that turn meter up. All right, here's the ultimate from Hercules. Grab that earth and smash it on him. Took her out. All right, let's ult. Took the buffs off Peter B. Parker. So that's something we have to remember to do with this team is target characters that have those positive effects. We strip them off. All right. Penny, let's go ahead and ult. This should clear it. Yeah, pretty easy. All right, for this matchup here, it's the Mighty Avengers going against Cabal Kang Emma. Now, this is kind of a sneaky good team that's going to be an alliance war. We do see it on defense. The version I usually run is going to be like a Lizard Shocker. Just a lot of turn meter rewinds on there. The Emma kind of slowing us down. The Cabal team is going to get ahead of us. But let's go ahead and see what happens here. All right, so King is going to be going first. Use the special. We do have that safeguard. We have immunity, so we're not going to be getting the slows. The damage that they just put on Falcon is pretty scary. And they are just tunneling down Falcon right now, which I do not want to happen. Here's the ult for a turn meter rewind. All right, so now they're switching over. So this is what I'm talking about, where they can just tunnel somebody down. If they would have gotten my Falcon killed, that could have been kind of game over. All right, so now it's our turn. Let's try to target the Kang, and we're going to special into him. Took all of his buffs off because Hercules did survive. If Hercules gets killed off, we're not stripping these buffs off. Let's special into the Namor. We took all of his buffs off and gave him the ability block. Invisible Woman, we're going to target the Emma. We're going to use the ultimate. There we end up taking somebody out. Let's ult here. And yeah, I could have finished by doing the ultimate. Just have it doing the special first. And Invisible Woman took it out. All right, this is another Cabal team. This is the one I usually run on defense for myself. So we have Mighty Avengers, we have Cabal, Lizard, and Shocker. Basically, there's a lot of turn meter rewinds with this team. Let's go ahead and see if we can handle this one. All right, so before the enemy went first because of the King and Emma, their Lizard ends up doing an ultimate. He takes our buffs. Now we get to go. Let's go ahead and special. We take his buffs with our Hercules. He is killed off immediately. That's funny. Let's go into the Iron Patriot. We got an ability block on him. All right, let's go ahead, target the Namor. We're going to ult into him. All right, so we got a stun into him. Let's take the buffs off the Shocker and ult. That almost killed him off. Let's go ahead and special. I should have targeted the Iron Patriot because he had an offense up. We could have stolen from him. That's a word. All right, so let's target the Iron Patriot. We're going to ult. Counterattacks took him out. So yeah, this one, it's easier actually than the other one, interesting enough. Let's take those positive effects. Yeah, so the King Emma was actually more difficult because they get all their turns and they can just kind of tunnel us down. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so now we have the Mighty Avengers going into Orcus Ares. This is a raid team that's very good, very tricky to get through. However, if we can start taking their buffs away before the safeguard gets applied, we should be pretty good. The Ares taking our buffs away is going to be a problem. He's going to take our safeguard. Basically, we can't spawn with safeguard, and then he's going to take all the positive effects we have. So the Ares here is going to be pretty souped up. But if we can start getting our turns, I think we're going to be okay. However, we're going to be vulnerable at the opening of this matchup. So I am curious how this is going to play out. All right, so right here, Ares is going to be taking all of our buffs away. So he has Safeguard, he has Defense Up, immunity that he took from us. Nimrod going into the Vision right off the bat. Now we have some trauma on us. All right, so Hercules, we're going to special. He's killed off. Pretty good damage to them. All right, so now let's go ahead and throw an ability block and take the positive effects from the Omega Sentinel. So we didn't take the positive effects and apply it to us because we had the trauma disrupt, but we were able to take out the Omega Sentinel. That's good. Let's try and take the buffs from the Scientist Supreme or our Invisible Woman. Pretty good damage. We've got a stun on Scientist Supreme. Let's target the Sentinel here and ult. Take his buffs. So this was a very interesting matchup. I kind of like it. All right, special with the Falcon. Get some speed up. Counterattacks doing some pretty good work for Invisible Woman. All right, so we did lose Vision. That's fine. Falcon's about to go and use his ultimate. Let's heal up. All right, so Invisible Woman doing some good protection to us. Let's target the... Well, can't switch targets, but let's ult. So Ares did survive. But yeah, this was an interesting matchup. All right, so now we are moving more into the war defense side of things. We have the Mighty Avengers going into the Alpha Flight Chavez. Now, Chavez is positioned to where the North Star and the Guardian are going to be getting that extra turn meter. They're going to go very fast. The North Star's not going to flip anything due to the safeguard that we're going to have on spawn, so that's going to be good. But they can pump out a lot of damage. They can tunnel us down. Having us being able to take their positive effects away, I think is going to help us out. Let's see if this is going to be able to beat this team. All right, so North Star is going to be going first. So he's going to use the ultimate again. We have the safeguards. We're protected from any of those flips. All right, Guardian is doing his move. We have the immunity. We're protected there. Pretty good damage that's already done to the Hercules. But special into the Sasquatch. So we're not stripping their positive effects away, but we are gaining them due to the safeguard that's on them. So all of our characters are going to start getting all these buffs that the Sasquatch has. That's actually pretty impactful. Let's go ahead and ult, get some barrier up on us, offense down on them. All right, let's go ahead and ult. Again, we're taking a lot of positive effects. They got defense down. Let's get some turn meter. All right, now we're going to ult. This should do some pretty significant damage, and it did, so they're killed. All right, so this one here is the Mighty Avengers going into the Astral team. So the Astral team, as we know, is a Battle World team, but their Awaken abilities makes them war capable. This is a very interesting matchup on paper because the Astral doesn't really have a lot of positive effects on spawn. It's as the match goes on, they start to kind of soup up and they ramp up very quickly, especially with the Shadow King. We start killing people off. Range starts doing revives and everything. So I'm really curious how this one's going to play out. Let's test it out. All right, so Emma Frost gets the ability block into the Scarlet Witch. I'm honestly fine with that. So this one here, the special does ability block, disrupt, no stun or anything. We do want to try to get an ability block on the Ancient one, so that way she doesn't get the speed up and counterattacks on everybody. All right, so we did land that. We got a disrupt, defense down, ability block. Let's get an ability block into probably Shadow King so he doesn't get evades on the team. All right, so there he has to do a basic. We do get a blind on the Falcon. That's fine. All right. This one here does the clear negative effects. So let's use the special first. We're going to go into the Moondragon. Now we got pretty good protection for some of our characters. All right, let's go ahead and take the positive effects away from the Ancient one here. We're going to target her in ult. We got defense down out there. Let's target Emma Frost. We're going to take the defense up off. We're going to special. Taking these positive effects away is really interesting. You have to be mindful of your targeting on here. All right, Strange doing the special. We had the safeguard to protect us, so that's good. All right, this is going to do some massive damage, especially with that defense down. Massive damage, but they survived it pretty good. All right, so let's target the Ancient one. We're going to ult. That is a nice turn meter rewind. Okay. Let's target the Shadow King. We're going to ult. Take his positive effects away. There goes Wongers. Let's take the defense up off of Ancient one. That offense down hurt us. That should have done a lot more damage. All right, Shadow King. He cleared all the negative effects off. All right, there goes our vision. Let's go ahead and heal up. All right, so this one did end up failing. I think there is potential here. This is going to be more of a finesse matchup. Let's go ahead and back out. I want to give this one another shot. Okay, so we're going to play this one a little bit differently. I'm kind of curious how this could play out. So we did get an ability block on the Falcon. That's not good. Let's go ahead and get the ability block on the Ancient one again. We want to stop that speed up. We want to stop the counterattacks from going in. Let's get the ability block into the Shadow King so he's not specialing turn one. Going into the Hercules is not good. We need him to survive for sure. Let's try to take out the Shadow King first. Let's special into him. We get the negative effects off of the Hercules. All right, let's go ahead, ult into the Ancient one, take her positive effects away again. Good damage into the Shadow King. Let's take his buffs off. I think this is an evade. And this is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. So there we go. We got the turn meter. Big heal on Shadow King. That's not good. All right, let's ult into the Shadow King. Let's ult into Shadow King again. Turn me to rewind on them. Let's ult into Ancient One, take her buffs away. Let's heal up. The slow and rewinds going into Falcon's not good. There we just lost the Scarlet Witch. That's going to be a safeguard apply. And yeah, now it's over. So it looks like this team doesn't really work into the Shadow King. Now the Shadow King here is 7-7. Hercules is a 5-5. So we do have to keep that in mind for that matchup. Okay, so now we have the Mighty Avengers going into the Absolute A-Force. This is the last war team that was introduced. Now, Mighty Avengers is a 4 reworked 1 new character team. So I do want to keep that in mind for this one, to where it's going to be more like a Underworld infestation type of thing, where it's not going to be top tier. But I'm kind of curious how this matchup is going to play out. Vision is a controller, so he's going to take the opening hit from Kahori on here. But let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, so Kahori doing the opening shot. Actually went into Scarlet Witch. Okay. So Medusa did some really good damage onto that Vision. That's not good. Ms. Marvel Classic going into Hercules there. Okay, so now we have the special from Hercules going into the Ms. Marvel Classic. Now, she has a lot of buffs that we're going to keep taking and applying to our entire team, so that is good. However, trying to get off the taunt could be problematic. We were able to knock her out the taunt there. Now let's go ahead and target Ironheart. She doesn't have a safeguard on her. Let's go ahead and ult. Now we have an offense down on her. Let's target Kahori and take her buffs for the Scarlet Witch. Those counterattacks doing work on us. All right, let's get some speed up on us. All right, rewind. That shot from Kahori to flip all his positive effects just got him killed from the counterattacks. Jeez. All right, let's ult. All right, these counterattacks are going to end up killing Hercules. There's the flip. Yeah, these counterattacks and flips from Kahori, this is not going to be doable. All right, let's special here. That gets some buffs. Let's ult. How much damage is this going to do? Killed the Ms. Marvel Classic. That's impressive. All right, Kahori healing up, flipping on the Falcon, Medusa. Almost took out the Scarlet Witch right there. All right. Let's try to take out the Medusa real quick. Basic into her. And yeah, match is over here. So Kahori doing those flips, followed by all the counterattack, just deletes your characters. For this matchup here, we have the Mighty Avengers going into the Night Stalkers Mephisto. Now, this is a very rough matchup, and it should be because Mephisto's over there. The Night Stalkers is a very good raid team that's really good everywhere. Now, this is an interesting matchup. I can't get the clear on it. That is a little bit of a spoiler alert for you. However, the matchup is pretty interesting, so I definitely want to show this one and kind of walk through the steps as far as what happens here in this matchup. All right, so here Mephisto ends up doing his contract. He does the ultimate. It is random as far as who he targets. Here he went into Invisible Woman, so she does lose some of her max health. If that goes into Hercules, it takes about half his health off. It's pretty nasty. Now, we get to go before Blade goes. With Hercules, we're going to use the special into him. That's going to get the ability block, defense down, and disrupt. So that way we're not getting the rewind that he ends up doing. It looks like he ended up resisting the ability blocks. We're just going to special into him. Now, because they are all of the Mystic characters here, we are able to ult turn 1, but because there's no ability block, we're just gonna ability block them again. There's the basic that he does into Hercules now instead of the ultimate. Let's go ahead and move over to Oath. We're gonna end up doing an ultimate here. This is gonna get some barrier up on us, some nice protection, and we were able to land a stun into her. Now we want to jump over to Man-Thing. The reason I want to go into him is because he gets his ultimate off. It's pretty nasty. Or we can try to tunnel down the Blade. Let's try to tunnel down Blade a little bit and see if we can take out Mephisto and Blade and see what happens. That's going to extend. We're going to take his buffs. And we're going to do a turn meter gain. Now we're going to ult into the Blade. This does really good damage. Drops quite a few people into stealth. All right, so now we get to do a turn meter rewind. Let's ult. All right, so now let's jump back over to... Well, let's try to take out the Mephisto. Let's special into him. All right, now let's go ahead and basic into Blade. See if we can get him killed off as well before the Man-Thing goes. Let's ult. All right, we got the Agatha killed off. That's actually new. I haven't had that happen before. But here, Man-Thing does end up getting his turn. He's got taunt. Now Blade is popping off on us. And got that drain, so we just healed up. Oath is now going. She's doing her ultimate. And here you can kind of see, once they start taking their turns, they're going to walk through us. We lost Hercules. Vision's about to go. All right, let's basic into the Man-Thing. And there goes Falcon. Oh, looks like Falcon lived. All right, basic into the Man-Thing. So there's Scarlet Witch end up getting stunned, so we're not going to be able to heal. We lost Falcon. So yeah, it's pretty much over. We were able to take out an Agatha. We were able to take out Mephisto. Usually you can take out like a Mephisto or a high value character. So this would leave it to where there's going to be a pretty good cleanup. And again, Hercules is only a 5/5. I'm curious if he gets bigger, if that would end up making a difference. There's a lot of death which we have to get through on this matchup. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. All right, so the Mighty Avengers was not able to take out a Night Stalkers with Mephisto. Let's see what they do against a Night Stalkers with Apocalypse. So we don't have to worry about any of the packs. We are going to be stuck on the Man-Thing with the taunt. We're not going to be able to target down the Blade over here. So let's go ahead and see what happens on this one. All right, so let's go ahead and special. We're going to take those positive effects off of the Man-Thing. So now we can go into the Blade. Because of the Mystic characters, we can do a turn meter rewind. Let's go ahead and ult into the Blade. Get some barrier up on us. There's a stun. Let's target the Apocalypse and ult. So everybody is stealth except for the Apocalypse. Let's go ahead and get some turn meter. And ult, this should clear the way. Yep, easy. All right, for this one here, we have the Mighty Avengers going into the Annihilators with Odin. Now, this one here, there is the Silver Surfer as opposed to the Ultimus. If Ultimus was here, I think that this would end up being worse, mainly because of Hercules getting the taunt. That would push the Ultimus, so he's going to end up ulting a lot quicker. The Surfer, because of all the immunity that we have on us, that Ultimate's not really going to do anything. But I'm curious if we can kind of get to the Odin and maybe get down to him before he starts popping off on us. Let's see how this plays out. All right, so Gore is going first. That means there's going to end up being the assist coming in from the Odin. Yep, there's the assist now. Odin is going. He uses the specials. Now we got the battlefield effect up. So yeah, because of Gore going so quick, I'm pretty sure we're going to get walked right over. All right, tunneling down the Falcon right there. Now we finally get our turn. So special, we're going to take his positive effects. We have taunt up, but Odin's going to do the blast. Yep. All right, the special here, take his positive effects. Falcon's probably going to get killed off. Yep. Yes, this is a nightmare. So yeah, this is nothing burger. So let's go ahead and go to the next matchup. Right, for this matchup, it's going to be the Mighty Avengers going into the full Illuminati team with Captain Britain. This one here has the Black Bolt, so we are going to have to deal with some of the burps coming in, especially with us having some tech characters like Falcon and Vision. We are going to be able to start taking a lot of positive effects away. It's just a matter if we can survive that opening barrage that the Illuminati does to us. Let's go ahead and go in there. All right, so right off the bat, the safeguard, the immunity, that's really protecting us. Retaliate's going into the Black Panther Shuri. Here comes Captain Britain, so our turns should start coming up here pretty soon. That opening barrage is something else. Alright, so let's go ahead and special into that Captain Britain, take his positive effects. We have Hunt on him now. That's special. Again, we're going to take those positive effects, apply them to ourselves. Let's ult, get some barrier up on us. Let's extend those negative effects. Nice defense downs. We already killed somebody. Got some turn meter. Alright, big old blast coming from Hercules. Yeah, some of them took that like a champ. Let's go ahead and ult for turn meter rewind. There he goes. Let's take out the Hank Pym's. Yeah, this matchup, as long as you can survive the opening barrage, which, considering Hercules is that 5-5, everybody else is 7-7, old rework characters, which usually going to be that high, it looks like this is a pretty safe matchup to take. All right, this is a very interesting matchup that Juicy has on defense over here. It's an interesting hybrid. So we have Ares, Super Skrull, Mephisto. The Mephisto is only a 5-5. He's not a 7-7. Then we have Gladiator and Thanos Endgame. Now, we do need to be mindful of that Thanos Endgame. If we end up pushing him, that's going to take all of our positive effects away. But because we're going to be hitting into that Gladiator, we are going to get a lot of positive effects. But I'm curious if we can actually survive long enough so we can start hitting into that Super Skrull. Due to all the positive effects we get, that Super Skrull is going to be popping off. So let's see what happens in this matchup. All right, so there goes all of our positive effects. Because of that, Super Skrull is actually not getting all of those turns. That is pretty interesting there. And Mephisto made us kill our Hercules. That's not good. All right, let's special into the Gladiator. And because the Hercules is killed off, we're not taking any of those positive effects. Yeah, this is a bloodbath, so this isn't gonna work. Let's go ahead and back out. All right, for this matchup, it's the Mighty Avengers going against the full Out of Time team. So this is usually a pretty difficult matchup due to the retaliates. However, we're protected. We have the safeguard. We have the immunity. We're not going to be getting the trauma. We're just going to be getting the blunt damage that the Black Knight gives for the counterattacks. Let's go ahead and see how this plays out. All right, so right off the bat, we get a special into the Black Knight. He was able to resist us taking those positive effects off, but we still were able to copy them. So we're going to end up doing that with the Vision now. Again, it's resisted. Instead of ulting to give them barrier, let's just special into the Black Knight, get the assist called in for the attack. All right, let's go ahead, and I don't want to ult because again, that's going to give barrier. Let's go ahead and basic into the Captain America. I debate about doing a special to heal up, but we can wait. Let's special, get some turn meter. All right, so now let's go ahead and ult. This should do quite a bit of damage. It did all right. Let's ult again. There's going to be barrier up. And that did take out the Star Brand. Let's ult for a turn meter rewind. Right now we are stuck on the taunts. Let's ult. Now let's ult again. There's ready barrier. Right, so now they're started to get their turns going. Now there's the safeguard on them. All right, Black Knight's getting the taunt back up, safeguard up. All right, so let's go ahead and basic. Took some of those positive effects from the cap. All right, so now we're going into the Black Knight. Let's go ahead and heal up. All right, so Peggy did end up bringing the Star Brand back up. That's fine. Oh, that ult's gonna hurt. All right, let's get some more turn meter back up from the Falcon. All right, so now we are going to be start getting some of these trauma and the Black Knight working into us. So I don't know. This is not looking good. It's been about 2.5 minutes, and we're not really doing much right now. Right, let's take those positive effects. So now we're starting to get moving. The protection's being removed from them now. We did end up losing Hercules, so not taking positive effects anymore. We were able to kill Starbrand. We got the Black Knight killed off. We need to get to that Peggy before she starts bringing people back to life again. All right, let's special. All right, so Cap has the taunt on him again. All right, so taunt is still on him. We need to keep hitting into him. Hopefully we don't lose the Falcon. Yep, we're about to lose Falcon. This is struggling against Out of Time. That's actually disappointing. I thought this would honestly do better into the Out of Time team. Let's go back to Peggy. And there's the revive. Black Knight's coming back up. Nope, Starbrand first. Okay. All right, there she goes. All right, Starbrand, he's doing some damage to us. Cap has the taunt. And we have 1 minute left. This is not pretty at all. All right, so yeah, we're gonna end up timing out. We're not gonna get the clear on this. This is a very disappointing matchup. I thought this would do better. All right, let's go ahead and back out because this is not working. All right, so this is the Mighty Avengers going into a war defense team of the Infestation. Older war defense team. Last season during war, they had their busts. They were a pain. They had a dedicated team to try to take them out. Let's see what we can do against them here. They're not going to have that safeguards. We're going to be able to start removing their busts due to Hercules here. All right, so I think we are free to kind of go into the Spider-Man big time. That way we can actually take his buffs off. We can try to kill him as quick as possible here. Right now the Infestation's getting all their moves off. The barrier, the defense up. The immunity is really protecting us from the opening barrage that's going on right now. All right, let's basic. We're not able to use like specials or anything because of big time taking our ability energy away. All right, so there goes Ant-Man. Let's try to take out Yellow Jacket. Basic into him. Basic, take the bust off of the Swarm, get him killed. Let's take out the big time now. There he goes. Yeah, this was super easy. Just basic into them and pretty much go. Perfect.